Hi friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today we're stepping into a blue and white summer house, the kind of cottage room that feels fresh, peaceful and gently collected over time. We'll talk about using old china, ticking stripes, soft curtains, simple flowers and practical decorating ideas that can make your home feel lighter for the season without starting all over. So whether you have a farmhouse kitchen, a little breakfast nook, a sunroom, or just one shelf that needs a summer refresh, I hope you'll find an idea you can use. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have a favourite blue and white piece in your home? Maybe an old plate, a picture, a teacup, or something passed down that still makes you smile. A summer cottage room does not need to begin with a full kitchen makeover or a big home renovation. Sometimes it starts with one old treasure. Maybe it's a blue willow platter from your mother's china cabinet, a little transferware bowl from a flea market, or a striped crock you found tucked away in a cupboard. Place that piece where you'll actually enjoy it, on a kitchen shelf, near the sink, on a small side table, or in the center of the dining table. A simple styling tip is to give that piece a little breathing room. Instead of crowding it with too many things, pair it with a white linen napkin, a small glass jar of daisies, or a stack of plain white plates. That way, the blue pattern becomes the star. This is one of those home decor ideas that feels easy, but it changes the whole mood of a room. It says summer without shouting. It feels remembered, cared for, and useful. And once you have that first piece in place, you can begin building the rest of the room around it. Blue and white china is wonderfully forgiving. You do not need a matching set. In fact, A collected mix often feels more like a real American cottage home. Try combining a few floral plates, one striped bowl, a blue-rimmed serving dish, and plain white ironstone or everyday dishes. The secret is to repeat the colours, not the exact pattern. If everything stays mostly blue, white, cream, or soft ivory, the shelf will feel connected. For open shelves or a hutch, place larger plates in the back and smaller cups or bowls in front. Keep the tallest pieces toward the sides and leave a little open space between groupings. This helps your shelves feel collected, not cluttered. This also works beautifully for kitchen storage. A glass front cabinet can hold everyday mugs, folded dish towels, and a few pretty bowls while still being practical. Good cottage style is not just for looking at, it should help your day move a little easier. There's something sweet about using dishes that have lived a life. Even a single plate from an old set can carry the memory of Sunday dinners, iced tea on the porch, or a grandmother's table set with care. Once the china is in place, stripes are a natural next step. Blue and white stripes have that clean summer feeling, almost like a fresh dress on the clothesline or a porch cushion after a sunny morning. You might use ticking stripe curtains in a breakfast nook, striped napkins on the table, a blue and white runner across a farmhouse table, or a simple striped cushion on a wooden chair. The practical tip here is to keep the stripe size in balance. If your china has a lot of detailed pattern, choose a soft, narrow stripe. If your dishes are plain, a bolder stripe can add energy. This is a simple interior design trick that keeps the room from feeling too busy. For affordable home upgrades, fabric is one of the easiest places to begin. A new set of napkins, a thrifted tablecloth, or a small curtain under a sink can make a room feel refreshed without changing cabinets, paint, or flooring. And stripes always bring a bit of old-fashioned order. They remind me of summer cottages, screened porches, and kitchens where someone always had a pitcher of lemonade ready. Before we move on, tell me in the comments, do you prefer blue and white stripes, florals, checks, or a mix of all three? A blue and white room depends on light, not harsh light, but soft summer light that makes china glow and white paint look fresh. If you have a window, keep the treatment simple. Lightweight cotton curtains, lace panels, or cafe curtains can soften the room while still letting daylight in. In a farmhouse kitchen, even a small window over the sink can become a pretty focal point with a blue striped valance and a little pot of herbs. Mirrors can help too. A small vintage mirror across from a window can bounce light into a darker corner. Glass jars, clear pitchers, and polished silver also catch the light in a gentle way. Here's a practical home improvement idea. Take one dark corner and brighten it with 3 things: something white, something reflective, and something living. For example, a white enamel tray, a clear glass vase, and a small bunch of garden flowers. It is simple, but it works. Soft light makes a room feel well kept. It brings out the details in old wood, polished dishes, and folded linens. And it reminds us that decorating is not always about adding more. Sometimes it's about letting what we already love be seen. Flowers are lovely, in a blue and white summer house, but they do not need to take over the room. Try small bunches instead of one grand arrangement. A few daisies in a cream pitcher, lavender in a small blue jar, white roses in a clear vase, or clippings from the garden in an old jelly glass can feel just right. For a table, keep flowers low enough that people can talk across them. For a kitchen counter, place them where they will not get in the way of cooking. Practical decorating should make life prettier, not harder. If you love vintage home decor, look for containers beyond vases. A sugar bowl without its lid, a small milk pitcher, a blue crock, or an old teapot can all hold a few stems. These are the little decorating ideas that make a room feel personal. And flowers add memory. They can remind us of a mother's windowsill, a church luncheon table, or a neighbour who always brought cuttings wrapped in a damp paper towel. Those small memories are part of what makes a house feel like home. A summer cottage room should still work for everyday life. The prettiest farmhouse decor is often the kind that holds something useful. A blue bowl can hold lemons. A white ironstone platter can sit behind the stove and still be ready for biscuits or sandwiches. A striped basket can hold napkins. A vintage tray can gather tea, things, reading glasses, or the mail. This is especially helpful for small kitchen ideas. When space is limited, choose pieces that are both useful and pleasing to look at. A wall rack for plates, a tidy stack of bowls, or a little shelf for mugs can add style and home organization at the same time. If your room starts feeling too full, remove one or two things and let the best pieces show. Cottage decorating is not about owning everything. It is about choosing what feels loved, useful, and right for the season. A blue and white summer house feels serene because it has rhythm, china, stripes, light, flowers, and practical pieces all working together. So friends, if you want to bring this look into your own home, begin with one blue and white treasure. Add a little stripe, let in soft light, use flowers simply, and keep your prettiest pieces working for everyday life. You do not need a perfect room or a full home renovation. You only need a few thoughtful choices and the willingness to see your old treasures in a fresh way. If today's visit gave you a decorating idea, I'd be so happy if you would like this video, subscribe to Whispering Cottage Home, and leave a comment telling me about your favorite blue and white piece or a summer room you'd love to refresh. Thank you for spending a little time with me today. Until next time, may your home feel bright, peaceful, and full of memories worth keeping. Channel voice aligned with the uploaded Whispering Cottage Home guidance on nostalgic, practical American vintage decor.